Chapter 381 You little bastard, you even want to steal my bitter tea seed. City Lord Liang Chuan. You really let us take it at will? Hearing this, Zhu Kai's eyes changed when he looked at Liang Chuan. In his opinion, letting others take things from his home at will, isn't this a big fool? That's right, you can take whatever you want. And all the treasures in my city lord's mansion are hidden in various places in the mansion. As long as you can find them, they are all yours. You can even rob the treasures of anyone in my mansion, but the premise is that you have to rob them with your own ability. But you only have 2 hours. Seeing that Zhu Kai still didn't believe it, Liang Chuan explained again. Although I don't know what's going on. But I have to use my 100 immortal stealing scrolls last. If the other party regrets, these 2 hours will be wasted. Let's search for 2 hours first, and then I will use the immortal stealing scrolls at the last moment. After listening to Liang Chuan's explanation, Zhu Kai said no more and ran directly towards the direction of the little spear dragon. At the same time, he also had a clear idea of how to use the 100 immortal stealing scrolls in his hand. Go ahead and search. Search as much as you can. Even if you find all the 30% of the treasures hidden in the mansion, I will definitely make a fortune this time. If I wasn't afraid that person would be unhappy, I would have wanted to hide 10% of the treasures. After taking out a rocking chair from the immortal ring, Liang Chuan also lay down comfortably, looking at the 2 little cuties in the distance looking for treasures everywhere, and a smug smile appeared on his face. A moment later. You guys are here to make fun of me, right? After such a long time, you only found so few treasures? Why don't you use your spiritual sense? I asked you to look for them, but you were just looking around like a fool. When Liang Chuan noticed that Xiao Qianlong and Zhu Kai were just trying their luck, he was also shocked, and then muttered to himself, it seems that I think too much. With their way of looking, even if I hide all the treasures in the mansion, they won't find much in 2 hours. When the time was approaching 2 hours, Zhu Kai, who had been accompanying Xiao Qianlong to find treasures, changed his eyes instantly. What's going on? Why does this kid's eyes feel a little bit wrong? Seeing Zhu Kai with green eyes running towards him quickly, Liang Chuan, who was lying on the rocking chair, felt a little uneasy for some reason. City Lord Liang. Time is almost up, I'm going to rob with my own ability. After coming to Liang Chuan, Zhu Kai also said this excitedly, and then took out a bunch of stolen immortal scrolls from the immortal ring. Fuck. You little bastard, you even robbed my bitter tea. My immortal ring. Liang Chuan, who was squatting behind the rocking chair, was going crazy at this time. He thought this wave was stable, but who would have thought that the other party actually had so many high-grade stolen immortal scrolls in his hand? I lost so much this time. I didn't expect that hiding in the bitter tea seed wouldn't be safe. If I had known this would happen, I might as well have hidden all the treasures in the mansion. I thought that 30% of the treasures were for them, but who would have thought that they were for me? Looking at Zhu Kai rushing towards the other people in the mansion again with a handful of stolen immortal scrolls in his hands, Liang Chuan was really about to cry. He never thought that the ending would be like this. Wait. No bitter tea seed will be left wherever you go. Isn't this a golden legend? At this moment, when Liang Chuan saw that many people in the distance were also robbed clean by Zhu Kai, a sentence that has been circulating recently suddenly emerged in his mind. Is he one of the golden legends? Looking at Zhu Kai, who was robbing frantically in the distance, by stealing the immortal scroll, Liang Chuan's face also showed a trace of contemplation. In the hotel room. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully squandering money, reward 1 million squandering points, reward immortal pill *1. Reward Sword Enlightenment Stone *10,000 containing the Law of the 9 Realms sword. As the system's reward prompt sound suddenly sounded, Yifeng's mouth also showed a smile. Not bad. It seems that I can play like this often in the future. However, the special reward triggered this time is actually 10,000 sword enlightenment stones containing the 9 realms sword law. There is no use for this thing. Thinking of this, Yifeng also began to ponder. After all, he can use the spendthrift points to get whatever everyone needs in the future, so he is not going to keep these rewards. Right. I can hang all these sword enlightenment stones in the magic hut. In the future, whenever I want to squat on the toilet, I must find the location of the toilet without using my spiritual sense and blindfolding my eyes. Isn't this integrating cultivation into daily life? Give up the pit, set up a formation to destroy debris in the toilet, turn the fixed toilet into a mobile toilet, and increase the difficulty of finding it. At the same time, set up the first peak rule of Xinghuan Peak. No matter whether it is a human or a monster, you must squat in the hut 3 times a day. Thinking of this, Yifeng also showed a smile, and then thought to himself, in order to allow everyone to be in a state of cultivation in daily life, I really work hard. Bang! At this moment, the door was suddenly pushed open by someone, and Zhu Kai, who walked in, shouted excitedly to Yifeng, "Young Master Yi, we made a fortune this time." A moment later, when Yifeng learned that Liang Chuan actually hid the 5 fairy rings containing 70% of the treasures in the bitter tea, and then they were all snatched by Zhu Kai, he was really shocked. He really didn't expect that the other party would hide so accurately. Isn't this a free gift? Too confident. That Liang Chuan is really too confident. If he had hidden the 5 fairy rings in the bitter tea seed of any maid in the mansion, they would definitely be safe. Why did he have to hide them in his own bitter tea seed? Yifeng, who had recovered from his shock, also shook his head and smiled bitterly. He felt that Liang Chuan was really miserable. He could have made a lot of money, but who would have thought that he would even lose his bitter tea seed? Little spear dragon. You have also snatched a lot of good things this time, how are you going to squander them? Yifeng stopped thinking about the miserable Liang Chuan and directly set his eyes on Xiao Qianlong, and then asked, curiously. Master. Zhu Dasha, this big fool, can't teach me well at all. As a result, my understanding of squandering is not very thorough, so I plan to keep it first. After returning to the Holy Land, I want to learn from Brother Dog and Brother Mantis for a while, and then decide how to squander these things. Hearing Yifeng's question, Xiao Qianlong also expressed his thoughts seriously. Chapter 382, Don't say I bully you. I'll let you run 49 meters first, although it sounds very unpleasant. But I really can't refute this. My understanding and awareness of squandering are indeed a bit weak. Hearing Xiao Qianlong's words, Zhu Kai on the side curled his lips, and a helpless look appeared on his face. All right. Then go back and learn from your brother Go and Brother Mantis. Yifeng smiled and nodded after hearing this, expressing his approval of Little Spear Dragon's idea. Okay. You all go back and rest. Tomorrow morning, when Little Spear Dragon's spear is made, we will go back to the Holy Land. After saying that, Yifeng pushed the man and the dragon out of the guest room again. What are you doing? Zhu Dasha, what are you doing? Finding himself tied up by Zhu Kai, Little Spear Dragon shouted at Zhu Kai with anger. What are you doing? If I don't tie you up, who knows if you will run away again? I don't want to serve you like a grandson anymore. You should stay here honestly until we return to the Holy Land tomorrow. After saying that, Zhu Kai grabbed the rope tied to Little Spear Dragon and walked towards his guest room with him. Early the next morning. Dong. 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 With a knock on the door, Yifeng also sat up from the bed in a daze. When he opened the door, he found that the person who came was Gong Feng, the owner of the Immortal Weapon Shop. Young Master Yi. The spear has been made. We can try it out of the city and find a deserted place. If there is anything inappropriate, I can also make some changes. After entering the guest room, Gong Feng also smiled and said to Yi Feng. Senior Gong Feng. There's no rush for this. I just happen to want to ask you about something. Are you interested in joining my Xinghuan Holy Land? After hearing what Gong Feng said, Yi Feng directly invited Gong Feng. Xinghuan Holy Land? I haven't heard of it. Is it some scary hidden holy land? After hearing what Yi Feng said, Gong Feng thought for a moment and asked, Young Master Yi, to be honest, I am not a serious weapon refiner. If I go back to the Holy Land with you, my style of making immortal weapons will not change. So, are you sure there will be no problem taking me back? No problem. I am the Supreme Elder of the Xinghuan Holy Land. With me here, no one will dare to say anything. Moreover, as long as you go back to the Holy Land with me, I will provide you with the immortal ore you need if you want to make any strange immortal weapons in the future. You just need to spend money, and leave the rest to me. Yi Feng smiled and gave a positive answer after hearing this. Really? Then where is our Holy Land? I can't wait to go to the Holy Land to take a look. Hearing Yi Feng's promise, Gong Feng was also excited and asked. After a moment. Hiss. When Gong Feng learned that the Star Soul Holy Land was in the small Dongzhou territory, and the Lord of the Holy Land was actually a great terror with a terrifying cultivation level of the first level of the human immortal realm, even he couldn't help but take a breath of cold air. These situations were really different from what he thought. Apart from other things, a great terror like the Lord of the Holy Land could kill a large number of people with just one slap. Such an existence could actually be a Holy Lord. This really refreshed his cognition. Young Master Yi. I dare to ask, how did our Holy Lord become the Lord of the Holy Land? Didn't the many great elders in the Holy Land object? After taking a deep breath, Gong Feng looked at Yi Feng with an unbelievable look and asked. The Holy Lord was forced to become the Lord of the Holy Land. It's a long story. I'll tell you slowly after we go to the Holy Land. Okay, let's go outside the city to try the power of the long spear. After saying that, Yi Feng took Gong Feng and walked towards Zhu Kai's guest room. A moment later, outside the Kongling city. Ha ha ha. Master, I like this long spear so much. If anyone dares to provoke me, I will teach him a lesson with one shot. At this time, the 1-meter-tall little spear dragon held a 50-meter-long long spear and shouted excitedly to Yi Feng. Little spear dragon, big spear, I have to say, it looks really scary. Looking at the little spear dragon waving a huge spear not far away, Zhu Kai was also shocked by this scene with a strong contrast. Master Yi. It seems that the weight of this big spear is just right now. When it becomes stronger in the future, the weight of this big spear can continue to increase, and there will be no shortage of weight. At this time, Gong Feng also told Yi Feng about some of the big spear. Very good. With this colorful dragon saliva spear, the little spear dragon will definitely be the most handsome guy no matter where he goes in the future. Hearing what Gong Feng said, Yi Feng also nodded with satisfaction. Zhu Dasha. Don't say, I'm bullying you. When I'm stronger than you, I'll let you run 49 meters first. After playing for a while, the little gun dragon also looked at Zhu Kai and shouted. You hold a 50-meter-long spear, and then let me run 49 meters first? Hearing what the little gun dragon said, Zhu Kai was stunned at first, and then he sneered and took out the black and mysterious dragon-breaking spear from the fairy ring and said, Little gun dragon, you want to surpass me in strength, I'm afraid it's a bit difficult. After all, if you want to become stronger, you must have enough nether dragon amethysts. During this period, I will use the black and mysterious dragon-breaking spear to take care of you from time to time. Brother Zhu Kai. I have prepared the nether dragon amethysts for the little gun dragon, which is enough for it to break through to the peak of the 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm. So, the length of this time depends entirely on whether it wants to become stronger quickly, At this time, Yifeng's voice suddenly sounded from the side. Ha ha ha. Little spear dragon, look at the gun. After hearing what Yifeng said, Zhu Kai rushed towards little spear dragon with a big laugh as if he hadn't heard anything. Boom. 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 With loud noises, the smoke and dust instantly covered up the figures of little spear dragon and Zhu Kai. Is Zhu Kai so brave? I have warned him to this extent, but he still dares to provoke the little spear dragon like this. Seeing this scene, Yifeng also revealed a look of surprise. What Yifeng did not notice was that Gong Feng, who was standing beside him, seemed to have seen something strange, and his mouth twitched uncontrollably. When the smoke and dust gradually dissipated, a dragon chair carved from a block of earth appeared in the sight of Yifeng and Gong Feng. Brother Long, sit down. Zhu Kai seemed to have changed into a different person at this time, and flattered the little spear dragon to sit on the dragon chair. Chapter 383 Mr. Smallfoot, what if this guy doesn't take the bait? It's over. How could I forget about young Master Yi's terrifying financial resources? Since young Master Yi can hatch the little spear dragon, how can he be short of the nether dragon amethyst? Thinking back to his attitude and behavior towards the little spear dragon yesterday, Zhu Kai was so regretful at this time. Although the other party was still very weak now, he could successfully break through to the peak of the 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm in the future. A terrifying existence. Moreover, as long as there are enough nether dragon amethysts, as long as the other party wants, it won't take long for him to surpass him in strength. Hee hee. Zhu Dasha, are you scared now? To be honest, I still like your unruly look before. Sitting on the dragon throne, Xiao Qianlong also said to Zhu Kai with a proud look. That's enough. Stop playing. It's time for us to go back to the Holy Land. At this moment, Yifeng's voice suddenly came from a distance. After hearing it, the man and the dragon quickly ran towards Yifeng. This is the designated space portal. You will use Gong Lao's flying fairy weapon as the location and teleport directly there. After saying that, Yifeng took Gong Feng's flying fairy weapon and walked into the space portal first. Xinghuan Holy Land, Xinghuan Peak. I don't know when Master and Grandmaster will be able to come back. There are not many people, this Holy Land seems strangely deserted. After wandering around in the empty Holy Land, Yifeng, who returned to Xinghuan Peak, also missed everyone a little. After a while. Tu Meng. I brought back 2 people this time, one of whom has a very poor understanding and awareness of prodigal sons. You have to find a way to help him. No matter what method you use, let him become a qualified prodigal son as soon as possible. At this time, Yifeng looked at Tu Meng and reminded him directly. Sword Dog, cool blood. The purple dark dragon egg has hatched, but the little spear dragon is still in its infancy and doesn't understand a lot of things, so you guys take care of it. Then, Yifeng looked at the sword dog and the bloodthirsty mantis and told them about the little spear dragon. Excited, hearing what Yifeng said, whether it was Tu Meng, Jian Go, or bloodthirsty mantis, they all showed extremely excited expressions at this time, and even had the same idea in their hearts, that is, they finally came to live, and they finally didn't have to be too bored. After Yifeng finished speaking, he put the flying fairy weapon here, and then went directly to his residence. He had to check the waste product of today. Soon. As 3 space cracks appeared above the flying fairy weapon, 2 people and 1 dragon appeared in everyone's sight. Hiss. When Zhu Kai and Gong Feng saw the ground of Xinghuan Peak covered with top-grade fairy crystals, and saw the magical hut built by the top-grade golden Tongtian monument on the side, they also took a breath of cold air at the same time. It is no exaggeration to say that this is definitely the most arrogant scene they have ever seen. Brother Dog. Brother Mantis. The master asked me to learn more from you, and I will trouble you in the future. At this time, the little gun dragon also quickly set his eyes on the sword dog and the bloodthirsty mantis, and then hurriedly spoke out. Fuck. I finally made it from brother to brother, it was so fucking hard. Hearing the little gun dragon call him brother, the blood-sucking mantis was so excited that he almost cried. Okay. Come with me first, I'll learn about your situation first. At this time, the little yellow dog said and took the little gun dragon and the blood-sucking mantis to the direction of the luxurious doghouse. You too, my name is Gong Feng, and I am a not-so-serious weapon refiner. At this time, Gong Feng looked at Tu Meng and Yi Xiaojiao, and hurriedly introduced himself. My name is Zhu Kai, and I am a man who is determined to become the dream of thousands of girls. Hearing Gong Feng's words, Zhu Kai on the side also hurriedly said. After hearing what the two said, Tu Meng showed a playful smile, and then said, See this magical hut, it is made of 100,000 Tongtian tablets, containing different magical powers, and everyone who has just joined Xinghuan Peak has a chance to enter it to comprehend magical powers. This opportunity is extremely rare. You can go in and find out if there is a Tongtian tablet with the same magical power as yours. Really? Hearing Tu Meng's words, Zhu Kai's eyes lit up, and then he didn't say anything more, and walked directly towards the magical hut. Since it's a magical hut, it's a convenient place. I can go there to relieve myself, but forget about comprehending magical powers. However, Gong Feng shook his head after hearing this and directly rejected this fictitious opportunity to comprehend magical powers. In his opinion, this magical hut is similar to the alternative immortal weapon he created, that is, it is used to waste money, not for proper use. What a fool! This is the top-level golden Tongtian tablet, and there is only one chance. Only a fool would give up this opportunity. Zhu Kai, who was about to enter the men's restroom, shook his head helplessly when he heard Gong Feng's words, and then walked directly into the magical hut. After hearing Gong Feng's answer, Tu Meng and Yi Xiaojiao both showed a hint of surprise. Master Xiaojiao. What if this guy doesn't take the bait? At this time, Tu Meng also looked at Yi Xiaojiao and asked in a low voice. Tu Meng. After you were fooled the first time, how did I let you continue to enter the second time, to comprehend the magical power? Hearing Tu Meng's question, Yi Xiaojiao also asked back with a smile. Hearing this, Tu Meng's eyes lit up, and then he looked at Gong Feng with a playful look. What's the matter? Why do I feel that the way they look at me has become wrong in an instant? Boom. Just when Gong Feng noticed that the two people's expressions were a little strange, an extremely terrifying pressure instantly suppressed him in place, making it impossible for him to mobilize any immortal power in his body. Okay. I have controlled him. The next step is up to you. After saying that, Yi Xiaojiao began to wipe the wooden sign with the 8 characters "If you squat, please do not comprehend" engraved on it, and thought to herself, sure enough, happiness still needs to be created by yourself. Although I am only the guardian of the magical hut, I can still have a good time with the help of this magical hut. Gong Feng. Go in and find a suitable Tongtian tablet to comprehend the magical power. If you refuse again, I will let you know why the flowers are so red. Coming in front of Gong Feng, Tu Meng threatened Gong Feng in the most gentle tone. Can I ask why you must go in to comprehend the magical power? Hearing Tu Meng's threat, Gong Feng also asked with an uneasy look on his face. Chapter 384. Why is this adding drama to myself? This is Master Boundfoot, he is the guardian of the magical hut. If you don't go in to comprehend the magical power, how can he punish you justifiably? Without experiencing Master Boundfoot's punishment, how can you integrate into our Xinghuan Peak family? This is something everyone in Xinghuan Peak must experience. Hearing Gong Feng's question, Tu Meng also explained in a serious tone. If I don't go in, you beat me. If I go in, he beats me. You two are such dogs, does Yi Xiao know? After hearing Tu Meng's explanation, Gong Feng couldn't believe his ears. Wait, at this moment, Gong Feng suddenly grasped an important message from Tu Meng's words, and then hurriedly looked at Tu Meng and asked, does that mean that if there are new people joining in the future, I can also cheat others in this way? Ha ha ha. Hearing what Gong Feng said, Tu Meng couldn't help laughing and said, of course, and we must keep this fine tradition. In summary, join early, get cheated early, and enjoy early. Master Xiaojiao. Let me go, I'll go in by myself. Gong Feng, who understood everything, was also excited and shouted directly to Yi Xiaojiao. Hey! My ability to cheat people is still a little lacking. If the old guy Lao Lu is here, he can definitely trick the other party in without telling the other party about these situations. Looking at Gong Feng walking towards the Shintong hut, Tu Meng did not show any excitement. After all, only by cheating Gong Feng can he feel the fun of it, just like now he is still foolishly looking for Zhu Kai who is suitable for his Tong Tian tablet. It's better to come early than to come at the right time. Fortunately, there are not many people in Xinghuan Peak at present. I can still trick many people in the future. If I am the last one to come, not only will I be tricked by a large group of people, but I will not be able to trick others in the future. That would be really miserable. At this time, Gong Feng, who entered the Shintong hut, was also very grateful and muttered to himself. Yo! Isn't this Senior Gong Feng? Didn't you say you won't come in? At this time, Zhu Kai's slightly playful voice also sounded from the side. No wonder the little gun dragon calls him Zhu Dasha. This kid is really stupid. He is still teasing me here. I'm afraid he doesn't know what he will experience in a while. Seeing Zhu Kai looking at him with a playful look not far away, Gong Feng also looked at him with a look of looking at a big fool. On the other side, in the luxurious doghouse, steal equals your own equals lose the family? When the little yellow dog learned about the little gun dragon's cognition at this time, the whole dog was stunned. What's the situation with this little dragon? Why does he need to rob when he is following his master? Why does his master guide him like this? After recovering from his shock, the little yellow dog also lowered his head and pondered, but what he didn't notice was that the blood-sucking mantis next to him had his eyes shining and his face was full of excitement. Brother dog. I think I understand a little bit. Do you think there is a possibility that this guidance direction is not just for the little gun dragon? At this time, the blood-sucking mantis also walked to the side of the little yellow dog with an excited look and expressed his thoughts. Oh. Brother mantis, what do you mean? Hearing what the blood-sucking mantis said, the little yellow dog also became interested and asked directly. Brother dog. We too have nothing to do all day, and with the addition of Little Spear Dragon, our team has grown. I feel that the direction of the master's guidance is actually aimed at the three of us. Brother dog, you will lead the two of us to rob. You will be responsible for controlling the overall situation, I will be responsible for the frontline charge, and Little Spear Dragon will be responsible for snatching treasures in the back. In this way, we can complete the robbery operations very smoothly. At this point, the blood-sucking mantis continued with light in his eyes. I seem to have found my mantis life goal, that is, I want to become the first war mantis in the heavens and the worlds. After listening to what the blood-sucking mantis said, the little yellow dog's eyes also lit up, and then with excitement, he said directly to the blood-sucking mantis and Little Spear Dragon, let's go and discuss this matter with the master. Courtyard residence. When Yifeng returned to his residence, just as he was about to check today's prodigal products, he found that his prodigal points suddenly increased by 5 million, which made him ask the system with a puzzled look, System, where did these extra 5 million prodigal points come from? Ding. Remind the host, because yesterday's prodigal product, the colorful ambergris, exceeded the time limit and was not consumed within the specified time, so yesterday's task of consuming prodigal products failed. These 5 million prodigal points are the reward for failure. Successfully consume the daily prodigal products and reward me with 1,000 prodigal points, and fail to reward me with 5 million prodigal points? After hearing the system's reminder, Yifeng also revealed a bitter smile. Although the reward is very generous, he still has to find a way to consume the prodigal products refreshed every day. After all, the prodigal points are not very important to him now, and the immortal pill is the reward he wants most. Yesterday, Master Gong used those colorful ambergris to make a long spear, but it was not completed until this morning, which directly caused the mission to fail. I forgot about this matter. It seems that the daily waste products should be wasted as soon as possible. Thinking of this, Yifeng also directly checked today's waste products. Today's waste product, Thunder-Breaking Immortal Stone * 10,000 Thunder-Breaking Immortal Stone. It is a special immortal ore in the battlefield of the heavenly Tao in the upper realm, and its specific function is similar to gunpowder. Similar to gunpowder? What kind of immortal ore is this? When Yifeng learned about the situation of today's wasteful products, his face also showed a confused look. How can this thing be wasted? I don't know if Mr. Gong doesn't understand this thunder-breaking immortal stone. Thinking of this, Yifeng was ready to ask Mr. Gong, and at this moment, the little yellow dog with his head held high walked in from the outside with arrogant steps, and the blood-sucking mantis and the little gun dragon were like little brothers, following the little yellow dog on the left and right sides. The boss is going out, you all get out of the way. Is this dog so awesome now? Seeing this scene, Yifeng couldn't help but exclaim in his heart. Master! The little gun dragon has conveyed your meaning to us clearly, don't worry, we will never let you down. When he came to Yifeng, the little yellow dog also spoke confidently. What did you convey to me? I just asked you to take care of the little spear dragon, why did you add drama to yourself? Hearing what the little yellow dog said, Yifeng was completely confused, and he didn't understand what the other party meant by this. Chapter 385 It's still a child, so don't let it go, sword dog. What do you mean by that? Why don't I understand? After coming to his senses, Yifeng looked at the little yellow dog with a confused look and asked. Huh? Master, this is a bit too much. Do we still need to doubt the IQ of the three of us? Hearing Yifeng's words, the little yellow dog shook his head helplessly, and then shouted loudly, I am the #1 sword dog in the world, the leading dog who plunders treasures. I am the #1 war mantis in the world, the charging war mantis that plunders treasures. I am the #1 bandit dragon in the world, the harvesting dragon that plunders treasures. After hearing the shouting of the little yellow dog, the blood-sucking mantis and the little gun dragon also shouted together with excitement. Leading dog? Charging war mantis? Harvesting dragon? Have you guys added drama to such a crazy degree? Looking at the three beasts in front of him, a dog, a mantis, and a dragon, Yifeng was really going crazy. What the hell is going on? After a moment. Interesting. Although they made it up in their own minds, the result is very interesting. Before, I was thinking about which direction the blood-sucking mantis should develop in. Since it wants to become the #1 war mantis in the world, let's decide on this direction to train it. When the little yellow dog told the whole process of thinking, Yifeng also showed a look of interest. Master, when can we go out and do the first job? At this time, the little yellow dog also looked at Yifeng with an expectant look and asked. Don't worry. You can practice with the other 8 immortal peaks in the Holy Land first. When your strength has all broken through to the immortal king realm, you can go out and do the first job. After all, without strength, how can you grab things? Okay, you go back first. After a while, I will let Xiaojian come to guide you to practice. After that, Yifeng smiled and left his residence and headed directly towards the direction of the magical hut. Brother dog. Brother mantis. Why are your bodies shaking? When Yifeng left, he found that the bodies of the little yellow dog and the blood-sucking mantis were shaking violently, and the little gun dragon also asked with a puzzled look. Brother Long, you are still young and don't know what fear is. But when that madman comes, you will know what fear is. If you want to become stronger, we have to suffer his beating. Hearing the little gun dragon's inquiry, the little yellow dog also explained with a wry smile. Then I don't need it. I only need to absorb the power of the nether dragon amethyst to become stronger and stronger, and I don't need to suffer his beatings at all. Two brothers, it seems that you can only bear the fear alone. After saying that, the little gun dragon walked out of Yifeng's residence with a smile. Brother, go. Don't be angry, it's still a child. So, don't let it go. Looking at the little spear dragon leaving, the blood-sucking mantis also hurriedly expressed his thoughts. After all, the two brothers have to suffer, how can the old man and the young man be immune? Brother Mantis. What are you talking about? It's still a child. It doesn't understand many things yet. But the master handed it to us, so we have to be responsible for it. First of all, we have to teach it what the evil of society is. Then let it be a sparring partner for us brothers. Hearing the words of the blood-sucking mantis, the little yellow dog also said his thoughts with a smirk on his face. In front of the magic hut. Kick me hard. Master Xiaojiao, a little harder, I can bear it. As the sound of the bow wind continued to sound, Yi Xiaojiao, who was outputting crazily, was almost crazy. The main reason was that the other party did this, and he couldn't feel the joy of punishing people at all. Master. This old man is a master. Tu Meng, who saw this scene from the side, also showed an extremely shocked expression on his face, because he found that Yi Xiaojiao had gradually lost interest in punishing the other party. I learned it. I learned it this time. Although I was tricked, it's a good thing that Master Gong was punished first. He is simply my guiding light. On the other side, Zhu Kai, who was anxiously waiting for punishment, was delighted at this time, because he could completely copy this behavior. Gong Feng, come down. Zhu Kai, come up. At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who had lost interest, also spoke directly to the two of them. Soon. When Zhu Kai held the wooden sign, he lifted the two big pieces of meat very arrogantly, and shouted indifferently, Master Xiaojiao, kick hard, you can try hard, I can bear it. Huh? Zhu Kai, who was shouting, saw Yi Xiaojiao suddenly walk away, which made him look puzzled. Brother too. Where did Master Xiaojiao go? With doubts, Zhu Kai also looked at Tu Meng and asked. I don't know. Hearing Zhu Kai's question, Tu Meng also answered very puzzled. A moment later. When Tu Meng, Gong Feng and Zhu Kai saw Yi Xiaojiao walking back with a long straw rope in the distance, although they didn't know what the other party was going to do, the three of them still felt a little uneasy. I almost farted in that place. Now I finally found a little happiness, none of you can ruin my happiness. At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who was walking back with the straw rope, also showed a playful look on his face. Master Xiaojiao. What are you going to do by tying me and the wooden sign with this straw rope? After seeing Yi Xiaojiao tie himself and the wooden sign with the straw rope, Zhu Kai panicked. Although he didn't know what the other party was going to do, he was panicking now. Peng. Without answering Zhu Kai's question, Yi Xiaojiao kicked excitedly, and Zhu Kai and the wooden sign flew directly into the sky. Because of the existence of the straw rope, Yi Xiaojiao, who was holding one end of the straw rope, was like a kite flyer at this time. Come back, baby. When he felt that he had flown almost high, Yi Xiaojiao tugged at the already stretched straw rope in his hand, and Zhu Kai in the air flew back directly. Tu Meng, go get me another straw rope. This time, let me be strong, I will definitely satisfy you, I will let you fly higher. At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who seemed to have found a new way to play, excitedly shouted directly to Tu Meng. Fuck. This didn't dampen Mr. Xiaojiao's fun, but made him develop a new way to play? Hearing Yi Xiaojiao's words, Tu Meng was going crazy. After all, this kind of play would come to him and Gong Feng sooner or later. Looking at Zhu Kai, who was constantly kicked into the air, he felt that the previous punishment was too gentle. It's over. Isn't this a mess? At this time, Gong Feng on the side also showed an extremely regretful look. If he had known it would turn out like this, he might as well hold the wooden sign and bear the punishment honestly. Chapter 386 Millions of bombs, experience the feeling of flying, Why is my master here? Just when Yi Xiaojiao was about to let Tu Meng and Gong Feng join the flying game, he suddenly realized that Yi Feng was rushing towards them from his residence, which made him stop immediately. Tu Meng, Zhu Kai and Gong Lao just joined Xinghuan Peak. You didn't bully them, did you? Coming to the Shentong hut, Yi Feng looked at the four people, and then directly set his eyes on Tu Meng and asked. Young Master Yi. We get along very well, how could I bully them? Tu Meng smiled and said hurriedly after hearing this. A fighting maniac. A dishonest weapon refiner. A man who is determined to become the dream of thousands of girls. And there is another Lao Lu who is not here. To be honest, if you guys get together for a long time, I don't know what kind of trouble you will make. Having said that, Yi Feng looked at the three people, and then turned his gaze to Yi Xiaojiao who was guarding in front of the Shentong hut, and said, Xiaojiao, it's safer for you to keep an eye on them when you are free, but don't let them do anything to me. He is safe? We make trouble? Hearing this, Tu Meng, Zhu Kai and Gong Feng were stunned at first, and then they all showed a bitter smile. They were indeed not normal, but the one watching the hut was even more abnormal. Gong Lao, have you heard of the thunder-breaking immortal stone? After instructing Yi Xiaojiao, Yi Feng also looked at Gong Feng and directly stated the purpose of this visit. Thunder-breaking immortal stone? That is an extremely special kind of immortal ore in the Tiandao battlefield. Young Master Yi, why are you asking this? After hearing this, Gong Feng also asked Yi Feng with surprise. Gong Lao, do you know this thunder-breaking immortal stone? Then what is the main use of this thunder-breaking immortal stone? Seeing that Gong Feng seemed to know the situation of this thunder-breaking immortal stone, Yi Feng also hurriedly asked. One-time explosive immortal weapon. The main purpose of the thunder-breaking immortal stone is to create a one-time explosive immortal weapon. At this point, Gong Feng began to explain to Yi Feng in detail about the one-time explosive immortal weapon. A moment later, when Yi Feng heard what Gong Feng said, a bitter smile appeared on his face. He didn't expect that the one-time explosive immortal weapon was something similar to a hidden weapon. However, in order to create a complex and powerful explosive immortal weapon, not only a variety of immortal mines and special materials are needed, but for the weapon refiner, creating a powerful explosive immortal weapon is also an extremely mentally exhausting thing. This thunder-breaking immortal stone is quite interesting. Whether it is to create explosive immortal weapons with strong lethality or explosive immortal weapons with weak lethality, this thing plays a vital role. If so, can we create some explosive immortal weapons without lethality? Thinking of this, Yi Feng looked at Gong Feng and asked directly, Mr. Gong, can we use the thunder-breaking immortal stone to create a kind of explosive thunder that has no lethality, but can blow people up to the sky after stepping on it? No lethality? But the explosive thunder that can blow people up to the sky? After hearing Yi Feng's idea, Gong Feng couldn't help but glance at Yi Xiaojiao not far away, and then thought in surprise, this is really the heart of the master and servant, but why do they always want to send others to the sky? Young Master Yi. If it is the kind of explosive thunder you are talking about, it is extremely easy to create. As long as there are thunder-breaking immortal stones and some corresponding immortal ores and special materials, I can create it quickly. Although he didn't understand, Gong Feng still answered with great confidence. A few minutes later, Yifeng looked at the palm-sized round bomb in his hand, dug a hole and buried it, then looked at Zhu Kai and said, "Brother Zhu Kai, come and step on it to test the power of the bomb." "Let me try the bomb? I almost vomited just now, and you still want me to fly?" With a look of wanting to cry but no tears, Zhu Kai still walked towards the buried bomb. Boom! With a loud bang, when a 1-meter-high white mushroom cloud appeared, Zhu Kai flew straight into the sky. "Mr. Gong. Next, I have to give you a big job. I have 10,000 thunder-breaking immortal stones in my hand. Let's turn them all into sky-blasting thunders. However, they must be made before midnight." Seeing Zhu Kai flying directly to a height of more than 100 meters, Yifeng also said to Gong Feng with great satisfaction, 10,000 2-meter-high thunder-breaking immortal stones? Young Master Yi, I can't make them all by myself. If young Master Yi trusts me, I can go to my fellow senior brother. The disciples of the Tianhui sect he founded are all weapon refiners. With his help, this arduous task can be completed within the specified time. After hearing Yifeng's last request, Gong Feng was silent for a while, and then he also made his own suggestions. "No problem. How many other immortal ores and special materials do you need? Just tell me the number, and I will prepare them for you." Hearing Gong Feng's suggestion, Yifeng also agreed very happily. A moment later, when Gong Feng was about to enter the designated space portal with all his belongings, he suddenly turned to look at Yifeng and asked curiously, "Young Master Yi, if nothing unexpected happens, these thunder-breaking immortal stones are enough to create millions of sky-blast thunders. May I know what you are going to do with these millions of sky-blast thunders that have no lethality?" "Bury them in the soil. When the time comes, we will bury every corner of the Holy Land. When everyone in the Holy Land comes back, I will let them experience the feeling of flying. By the way, don't forget to add the magic spirit illusion stone. If it is easily discovered by the divine sense, then burying it will be meaningless." Hearing Gongfeng's question, Yifeng also explained with a smile. Hiss. Hearing Yifeng's words, not only Gong Feng, but even Tu Meng and Zhu Kai, who were standing aside, also took a breath of cold air. They felt that Yi Xiaojiao's play was perverted enough. Who would have thought that Yifeng's play was even more perverted? Millions of sky bombs, 10,000 disciples of the Holy Land, on average, everyone has to fly more than 100 times. Okay. Old Gong is busy with the bombing, you can't sit idle. I have 10,000 sword enlightenment stones containing the 9 realms sword law. You two and Xiaojiao work together to hang all the sword enlightenment stones in the men's toilet, women's toilet and demon toilet in the magic hut with grass ropes woven from Yinyang magic pupil grass. As he said that, Yifeng also began to take out the sword enlightenment stones from the system space. Sword enlightenment stones containing the 9 realms sword law? Could it be that young Master Yi has a change of heart? Although he is not allowed to comprehend the magic power in the magic hut, he can comprehend the sword intent while squatting on the toilet inside? Thinking of this, in order to verify whether his guess was correct, Tu Meng looked at Yifeng with curiosity and asked, "Young Master Yi, what are these sword enlightenment stones for?" Chapter 387 Brother Meng, can we withstand it? What to do? Of course it is used to help you practice. Hearing Tu Meng's question, Yifeng also explained with a smile. Hey! How did I guess it right all of a sudden with my wisdom that has nowhere to go? Hearing Yifeng's words, Tu Meng also showed a proud look and began to move the sword enlightening stone in front of him. What is this idiot proud of? Did he guess the use of my sword enlightening stone? Wait. At this moment, Yifeng suddenly thought of something, and then he showed a look of sudden enlightenment and muttered to himself, "It seems that Lao Lu must have told him about the blindfolded stone breaking, But he also got the news from Lao Lu in advance, and it was not his own guess, so what is he proud of? After a moment. My lord. I have set up formations in all the toilets in the Shintong hut. At the same time, I have also set up a small formation in the men's toilet, women's toilet and demon toilet. Under the activation of this small formation, all toilets will move irregularly. At this time, Yi Xiaobai, who had completed the task, also came to Yi Feng. Not bad. After they hang up the sword and lightning stones, we can let them try the effect of swinging the sword and lightning stones first. After hearing Yi Xiaobai's words, Yi Feng also nodded with a smile, and then there was a hint of expectation in his eyes. Tianshui sect. Oh my god. How many thunder-breaking immortal stones are there? Looking at the 10,002-meter-high thunder-breaking immortal stones in front of him, Xiong Dahai was really shocked. He never thought that his fellow disciple would bring him such a big surprise this time. Junior brother Gongfeng. Although I don't know where you got so many thunder-breaking immortal stones, with these thunder-breaking immortal stones, as long as our brothers get enough other immortal ores and special materials, we can definitely create a batch of terrifying explosive immortal tools that shock the world in a few hundred years. I want to see who dares to mess with us then. After being shocked, Xiong Dahai also looked at Gongfeng with excitement and expressed his thoughts. Brother Xiong. Try this explosive mine I just made first. Looking at the excited Xiong Dahai, Gongfeng smiled and buried the explosive mine he had just made in the soil, then motioned Xiong Dahai to step on it and try. Looking at the explosive mine Gongfeng had buried, Xiong Dahai didn't know what it was, but he believed that his junior brother would never hurt him, so he just stepped on it. Boom! With a loud bang, Xiong Dahai shot straight out of the 1-meter-high white mushroom cloud, and flew to a height of 100 meters in the blink of an eye. This is the sky bomb? Using precious thunder-breaking immortal stone to create a sky bomb with no lethality, just to make people fly for a while? Xiong Dahai, who was blown into the air, was completely dumbfounded at this time. Brother Gongfeng. Although I know you are an unorthodox weapon refiner, isn't this sky bomb a bit too much? After falling down, Xiong Dahai also directly told Gongfeng his opinion on the sky bomb. Brother Xiong. You are right to feel it is too much. To be honest, I also feel it is too much. So, immediately gather all your Tianshui sect disciples, let's hurry up to mass-produce the sky bomb. I have brought all the remaining fairy ores and special materials needed. As he said, Gongfeng began to take out the remaining fairy ores and special materials from the fairy ring. Wait. What do you mean by calling all the disciples of the sect to build in batches? Didn't you hear what I just said? Seeing Gongfeng start to take out a lot of fairy ores and special materials, Xiong Dahai reminded him again. A moment later. When Xiong Dahai understood all the circumstances, he was completely dumbfounded. Top-grade fairy crystals covered the ground. Top-grade golden Tongtian tablets built huts. Yin-yang phantom grass needed for yin-yang magical powers was woven into straw ropes, massively build sky-exploding bombs and bury them in their own holy land, just to let everyone in the holy land feel the feeling of flying? He couldn't imagine how a person could be so crazy about spending money. Xinghuan Holy Land, Xinghuan Sect. All the preparations have been completed. Next, it's time to verify the effect. You cover your eyes with the black bandage in your hand, and then find a moving toilet inside without using your spiritual sense to complete a splash, which is considered a completed practice. Whether it's a human or a monster, you must complete 3 splashes every day in the future. At this time, Yi Feng looked at Tu Meng, Zhu Kai, the little yellow dog, the blood-sucking mantis and the little gun dragon in front of him and said directly. Without using spiritual sense, you have to cover your eyes? What kind of practice is this? Hearing Yi Feng's words, the 2 men and 3 monsters were all stunned and stood there. A moment later. Shintong Hut, men's toilet. Huh. Huh. As soon as they entered the men's restroom, the whistling sound of heavy objects swinging reached the ears of Tu Meng and Zhu Kai. Brother Meng. I remember that Master Xiaobai seemed to have set up a formation with these swinging sword and lightning stones. Not only can these sword and lightning stones swing at different speeds, but they also add a very strong impact force. Can we withstand it? At this time, Zhu Kai was extremely uneasy and asked Tu Meng beside him. What the hell? Just rush. After saying that, Tu Meng rushed forward with a bitter smile, and at the same time, he thought in his heart, this is not at all what I think of cultivation. Moreover, the people in the lower world are just squandering and playing every day. Why did it suddenly become like this when it comes to our group? System, use the opportunity of peeping into the secrets of heaven once to check whether this method of cultivation is of substantial help to everyone. Standing at the door of the men's toilet, watching Tu Meng and Zhu Kai being hit by the swinging sword stone, Yifeng also asked the system directly. Ding. Consume the opportunity of peeping into the secrets of heaven once. This method of cultivation has a huge help to everyone's reaction ability. It is recommended that the host continue to increase the intensity after they adapt to each intensity. This method of cultivation is beneficial to them without any harm. Soon, the voice of the system rang in Yifeng's mind. I was thinking that if there was no substantial help, I would cancel it directly. Now that it has been approved by the system, the number of 3 times a day is a bit too little, so let's increase it to 10 times. Thinking of this, Yifeng turned around and walked towards the demon toilet. He was going to see what the situation was with the little yellow dog, the blood-sucking mantis, and the little spear dragon. Chapter 388 3 Monsters Who Don't Take the Ordinary Path. Fuck. What are they doing? When Yifeng arrived at the entrance of the monster toilet and saw the shocking scene inside, his eyes almost popped out of his head. I'm peeing. I'm peeing hard. Others rely on their ears, but I rely on my nose. Although I'm a bit miserable now, after I pee on all the sword and lightning stones, I can definitely easily avoid all the sword and lightning stones and find the toilet that moves irregularly. At this time, the little yellow dog, who was constantly bumped around, showed his housekeeping skills and left his smell on all the sword and lightning stones that had bumped into him. I jump. I jump as hard as I can. Others rely on their ears, but I rely on my brain. Wherever Brother Go goes, I jump. As long as Brother Go finds the toilet, I can find the toilet smoothly. At this time, listening to the sound of the little yellow dog peeing and being hit, the little gun dragon stabilized his body with the straw rope on the sword and lightning stone, and kept jumping on each sword and lightning stone, always following the little yellow dog. Even if he occasionally fell, the next time he was hit by the sword and lightning stone, he would hold the sword and lightning stone tightly and quickly climb on it. I dig. I dig as hard as I can. Others rely on their ears, but I rely on my sharp mantis knife. As long as the tunnel is thin enough from the ground, I can definitely hear the sound of the toilet moving, and then I can easily find the toilet. At this time, the blood-sucking mantis, who is transformed into the little prince of the tunnel, is also moving quickly under the ground. Fuck. You 3 have 10,086 minds, can you still play like this? Seeing the 3 monsters who don't play by the rules, Yifeng was really shocked. He never thought that the training method he carefully prepared would be played by the 3 of them. Although the 3 of them don't play by the rules, it should be said that Tu Meng and Zhu Kai are completely fools compared to them. Thinking that Tu Meng and Zhu Kai were still being hit by the sword and lightning stone, and looking at the 3 monsters who didn't take the usual path, Yifeng suddenly became very worried about the IQ of the 2. Ding. Random tasks are being issued. Because of the news that the Ghost Spirit sect has lost 2 elders in succession, it is ready to send many strong men to the Star Soul Holy Land. Please lead the reserve prodigal guards to resolve this crisis. Whether it is to repel or kill, as long as the other party can be prevented from coming to the Star Soul Holy Land, it will be considered a successful task. If the task is successful, random prodigal points will be awarded, and there is a chance to reward the immortal pill. If the task fails, random prodigal points will be awarded, and there is a very low chance to reward the immortal pill. At this moment, the prompt sound of the system issuing tasks suddenly rang in Yifeng's mind. Is the leader of the ghost spirit sect crazy? He has already lost 2 elders, and he dares to make trouble? After hearing the task issued by the system, Yifeng pondered for a moment and asked the system directly, "System, how many golden armored guards should I lead?" Ding. Because the ghost spirit sect is powerful, please decide how many golden armored guards you need. Laughed. Hearing the system's answer, Yifeng couldn't help laughing, and then muttered to himself, "The system is taking every opportunity to create an opportunity for the prodigal guards to vent. Wait. Since this situation has occurred, can I use the millions of bombs as cannons?" Thinking of the scene where thousands of golden armored guards holding numerous bombs, suppressing the opponent, and smashing the bombs like cannons on the opponent's body to blast the ghost spirit sect people back, Yifeng couldn't help but reveal a look of excitement. What a pity! Because the ghost spirit sect intervened, the people in the Holy Land can't feel the flying feeling. Thinking of this, Yifeng also revealed a look of regret. After a long time. Crap. Too difficult. In order to find the moving toilet, my body was almost broken. At this time, Tu Meng, who staggered out of the men's toilet, also muttered to himself with a look of collapse. Brother Meng. I am worse off than you, because young Master Yi must let Walala, and he can't use the immortal power in his body to dissolve the water flow. I couldn't hold it in and washed my pants when I was halfway to find it. When I found the toilet, Walala couldn't come out. I don't know if I have completed it once. Zhu Kai, who came out of the men's toilet, heard Tu Meng's words and directly told his miserable situation. Hey! Why did you two come out just now? We have been waiting for you for a long time. At this time, the voice of the little yellow dog sounded on the side. Hearing this, Tu Meng looked at the little yellow dog, the blood-sucking mantis and the little spear dragon with a confused face and asked, "How did you find the toilet so quickly?" Skills. Wisdom. Physical strength. Hearing Tu Meng's question, the 3 monsters also proudly told their secrets of success. Damn it. These 3 things are unconventional, and they are showing off? Yifeng, who was standing aside, heard the answer of the 3 monsters and covered his forehead with helplessness, thinking in his heart, why didn't I realize that they were so smart before? What the hell? What are you 3 talking about here? What skills, wisdom and physical strength? In the case of not being able to see anything, shouldn't we just rush in blindly? However, Tu Meng and Zhu Kai on the other side stared at each other with confusion after hearing the 3 demons' answers. They didn't understand what the 3 demons' 3 answers meant at all. Alright. I'll inform you of one thing. The number of daily practice has been increased from 3 to 10 times. It must be completed. By the way, when Master Gong comes back, don't bury the millions of sky bombs in the Holy Land. I have other uses for them. Just put them in the fairy ring and put them at the door of my room. Then remember to let him enter this special practice. I'll go back and rest first. You guys continue. At this time, Yifeng interrupted their communication. After explaining these situations, he walked directly towards his residence. He did not immediately stop the 3 demons from cheating. He wanted to see if Tu Meng and Zhu Kai would have any new ideas after they knew about it, so that he could catch them all at once. Fuck. No way, 3 times is not enough, it has been increased to 10 times? Looking at Yifeng who was leaving, Tu Meng was about to break apart, but at this moment, he found that the 3 demons opposite were unusually calm. Thinking back to what the 3 demons said before, Tu Meng also looked at the little yellow dog and asked hurriedly, "Brother Go, I really can't afford to bump into you, please give us some advice." Chapter 389 As long as you can cheat, you can really think of any method. A moment later. "Brother Go, you actually spit all the sword enlightenment stones, and use your nose to avoid the sword enlightenment stones and find the toilet? Handsome, you actually dug the tunnel to find the toilet? Little spear dragon, you jumped on the straw rope on the sword enlightenment stone and followed Brother Go to find the toilet?" When Tu Meng understood the three demons' method, he was shocked. He never thought that he could play like this. "Brother Meng." After knowing their method, and thinking that the two of us only knew how to rush a few times, I suddenly felt that we were so stupid. At this time, Zhu Kai on the side also said his thoughts with a wry smile. "Brother Zhu Kai, come with me." After hearing what Zhu Kai said, Tu Meng took him aside and said, "You can't be stupid twice, but their way is not suitable for us, so we have to think of a way that suits us." "Got it. Brother Zhu Kai, come with me, I'll take you to get something good." After a while, Tu Meng suddenly thought of something, and then he ran away with Zhu Kai excitedly. Shentong Hut, men's toilet. "Brother Meng. Since I came to our holy land, I have been able to open my eyes. Why are there so many strange things here?" At this time, Zhu Kai, who was sitting upside down in the bumper car with his head facing the ground, excitedly told Tu Meng, who was in an unknown direction, what he was thinking at the moment. "What is this? Young Master Yi has just come to the upper realm. There will be many things you haven't seen in the future. Learn more. By the way, if your head or hands touch the toilet, remember to hold the toilet at the first time." Soon, Tu Meng's voice came from not far away. "I don't know if those two guys have come up with any new ideas." At this time, Yi Feng, who had returned, also showed a hint of expectation on his face. If the two didn't come up with any new ideas, he would be a little disappointed. Fuck. These two guys actually brought the bumper cars here? When Yi Feng arrived at the door of the men's restroom, he was shocked when he saw the two people sitting upside down in the bumper cars like a spinning top, using the bumper cars to withstand the impact of the sword and lightning stone, and then when the half upside down body hit the toilet, they hugged it directly. After all, I underestimated these guys. As long as they can cheat, they can think of any way. After recovering from his shock, Yi Feng couldn't help but exclaimed, "My lord. To be honest, I am actually looking forward to whether Lao Lu and Gong Feng will have other novel ideas. Why don't we wait for them to come back and see the situation before closing the net?" At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who was standing aside, also smiled and expressed his thoughts. "Forget it. We can't let them continue. When they come out, tell them that they can't cheat anymore. They can only rely on their own reaction ability to avoid the swinging sword enlightenment stone." After saying that, Yi Feng walked directly towards his residence. Courtyard residence. Now I have accumulated 6 immortality pills, and the speed of obtaining immortality pills is still too slow. After dealing with these things, I have to go out and trigger more wasteful behaviors. Lying on the bed, Yi Feng checked the number of immortality pills he currently had, and soon made a decision. The other side. My lord has just been here. Let me tell you one thing, that is, from now on, you can no longer complete your training by cheating, you can only rely on your own reaction ability to avoid the swinging sword enlightenment stone. When the 2 people and 3 monsters walked out of the magic hut, Yi Xiaojiao also looked at them and told them Yi Feng's decision. No cheating allowed? I just thought of using bumper cars to cheat, and you turned around and stopped me from using it. Hearing this, Tu Meng was completely dumbfounded, and then looked at Yi Xiaojiao and asked, Master Xiaojiao, if Master Yi does not allow this kind of cheating, why didn't you tell me when the 3 monsters cheated before, but waited until I thought of a cheating method? My lord just wants to see if you two have any IQs and whether you can come up with any new ideas. And it will also make it easier for my lord to catch all your cheating behaviors. Hearing Tu Meng's question, Yi Xiaojiao also smiled and explained. Crazy. The 2 people and 3 monsters who heard this were all crazy. They really wanted to say to Yi Feng now, although you are a human, you really don't do anything human. Night falls. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing today's waste product. Reward 1000 waste points. Reward Ascension Pill *2. Yi Feng, who was drinking tea, heard the reward prompt sound from the system, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and then he murmured to himself, the sky bomb is completed, and Gong Lao should be back soon. Thinking of this, Yi Feng directly said to the system, let 10,000 golden armored troops come out. Fuck. Golden Legend. When Zhu Kai saw the 10,000 golden armored troops in the Holy Land, he was so excited that his whole body trembled. At the same time, he also confirmed his previous guess, that is, the Golden Legend is really related to Yi Feng. Young Master Yi. Are they golden legends? Seeing Yi Feng coming over, Zhu Kai also asked excitedly. That's right. They are golden legends. I'm going to take them out to do something later, so you stay and guard Xinghuan Peak. By the way, I'll say the same thing again. When you become a qualified prodigal, I'll let you follow the golden legend once. Patting Zhu Kai on the shoulder, Yi Feng also waited for Gongfeng's return. Young Master Yi. All the thunder-breaking immortal stones have been made into sky-blasting thunders. As a space crack appeared, Gongfeng, holding 2 fairy rings, also walked out excitedly. Yi. Take the fairy rings with sky-blasting thunders, and let's go. After Yi took the 2 fairy rings with sky-blasting thunders from Gongfeng, who looked confused, Yi Feng led the Golden Armor Army and left Xinghuan Peak in a mighty manner. What's going on? Then, those golden armored troops are so terrifying, who are they? Looking at the golden armored troops going away, Gongfeng didn't recover for a long time. Wait. Wearing golden armor. Golden armored troops. Fuck. Could those people be the golden legend that has been circulating recently? After Gongfeng recovered, he couldn't help but exclaimed. My lord. The army assembled by the Ghost Spirit sect is about to leave the sect. Should we go over and stop them immediately? After leaving the Holy Land, Yi checked some situations through his terrifying divine sense, and also looked directly at Yi Feng and asked. Chapter 390 Don't come over, or I will shout. 1 sky bomb can make them fly back 100 meters. 100 is 10,000 meters. Thinking that the 10,000 golden armor guards had hundreds of explosive bombs in their hands, Yi Feng said directly to Yi, let them leave the sect 10,000 meters away first, and then we will use explosive bombs to blow them back to the sect. Ghost Spirit Sect. Master. We will definitely find out the news of Elder Gu Yan and Elder Lu Dun when we go to the Star Soul Holy Land this time. At this time, Zhou Qingshu, who was in charge of the team, also promised with a serious face. Elder Zhou. I always feel that something is wrong with this Star Soul Holy Land, so you must be careful. Niu Yun, the master of the Ghost Spirit sect, reminded with a serious look at this time. A moment later. The master has changed. Since when, a small Dongzhou force needs to be treated with caution. After leaving the sect, Zhou Qingshu, who led half of the Ghost Spirit sect's strong men, said to himself with disappointment. Although he didn't know how Gu Yan and Lu Dun lost the news, he didn't think that a small Dongzhou force would be the opponent of their Ghost Spirit sect. The other side. My lord. They are coming. Just when Yi Feng was getting impatient, Yi's voice suddenly rang out from beside him. Hearing Yi's words, Yi Feng's eyes also flashed with a gleam of light, and then he shouted with excitement, everyone get ready, let's start bombing. My lord is so good to us. He knows that we are bored over there, and every time he calls us out, He makes us enjoy ourselves in various ways. I thought we would still steal bitter tea seeds this time, but I didn't expect that we would change the way of playing. My lord is awesome. Although I am excited, I am also a little disappointed. If I can throw this bomb into someone else's bitter tea seeds, it should be very interesting. Yi is so good at showing off. Should I show off too? In fact, after stealing a town in the way of the Golden Legend, using this bomb to let everyone in the town enjoy a cool flight is also a good way to spend money. After hearing Yi Feng's order, the tens of thousands of golden armored guards were also excited and thinking about their own ideas in their hearts. Everyone listen. All of you stand in formation, then hold up the bomb in your right hand, and keep waving your left hand to shout retreat, retreat to them. If they dare not retreat, we will just blow them up. At this moment, Yi Feng suddenly thought of a famous scene in his previous life, and simply used the help of 10,000 golden armor guards to make this famous scene reappear in this alien world in a more shocking way. Fuck. Elder Zhou, what is that dazzling golden light in front? At this time, a strong man standing next to Zhou Qingxiu looked at the golden armor army shining with golden light in the distance under the sunlight, and asked Zhou Qingxiu with a shocked face. Not sure. It looks a bit like the golden legend in the rumors, but I can't guarantee that it is faked by someone. Everyone listen to me, don't act rashly, and follow my orders. After that, Zhou Qingxiu took more than 100 strong men from the Ghost Spirit sect and flew towards the Golden Armor Army. Who are you? Why are you stopping us? After stopping less than 50 meters away from the Golden Armor Army, Zhou Qingxiu also shouted loudly. Retreat! 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 However, before Zhou Qingxiu finished speaking, the 10,000 golden armored soldiers raised their right hands high with explosive bombs, and kept swinging their left hands and marching 3 steps forward in neat steps and shouted. Retreat? We just came out of the Ghost Spirit Gate not long ago, why are you asking us to retreat? Seeing the golden armored army approaching 3 steps as a whole, and hearing the 3 deafening retreat words from the other side, Zhou Qingxiu's face also showed a trace of anger. Everyone listen to the order. Keep moving forward, if they don't avoid, kill. At this time, Zhou Qingxiu also gave orders to more than 100 strong men in the gate, with anger. 40 meters. 30 meters. 20 meters. As the distance between the 2 sides got closer and closer, Yi's face also showed a trace of excitement. When the distance between the 2 sides reached 10 meters, he directly released his own terrifying pressure, instantly suppressing the Ghost Spirit Gate people in place. Start blasting. Seeing Yi take action, Yi Feng was also excited and took the lead in throwing out the explosive bomb in his hand. Afterwards, the thousands of golden armored guards behind him also excitedly threw the explosive bombs in their right hands at the Ghost Spirit sect. Fuck. What the hell is that? Just as the Ghost Spirit sect had not recovered from the pressure of this terrifying aura, they saw the overwhelming sky-explosive thunders in the distance coming towards them like a thunderstorm. At this moment, all of them panicked. Boom! 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 As the loud noises continued to ring, the Ghost Spirit sect members flew backwards in the dense white mushroom cloud, and the speed of flying backwards was extremely fast. What's the situation? Don't leave me alone. When Zhou Qingxiu flew backwards for more than 200 meters and stopped, he was horrified to find that the Ghost Spirit sect members did not stop, but were still flying backwards at an extremely fast speed. You don't come over here. If you come over again, I will shout. Seeing the oppressive golden armored army holding sky-explosive thunders approaching him quickly, Zhou Qingxiu also shouted in horror. Start exploding. At this time, Yi Feng also discovered that there were more thunders than people. After being hit by several thunders, some people flew backwards for more than 100 meters. This made him give up his previous idea and prepare to explode at will. Ha ha ha. There are so many thunders. All these bombs belong to me. This time I will be the first person to fly backwards. Seeing the overwhelming bombs flying towards him, Zhou Qingxiu laughed excitedly and opened his arms to welcome the countless bombs. Boom! 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 As a giant mushroom cloud formed by 10,000 white mushroom clouds appeared, Zhou Qingxiu also flew backwards from it. What's wrong with that guy? Why does this posture look so familiar to me? Looking at Zhou Qingxiu flying backwards from the giant mushroom cloud with his hands behind his head and his legs crossed, Yi Feng suddenly felt that this scene was extremely familiar. Wait. Isn't this the pose that Guzi made when I kicked him out in the lower world? Is this dog still playing? When Yi Feng thought that this posture was Guzi's posture, and then saw the other party's leisurely look, his face gradually became ugly.